Okay, so here is the interviews I promised everybody with Patrick. Basically, Patrick has made, in the last 6 months, there's been an enormous change in what Patrick has been doing. Maybe it's closer to a year now, but basically he went from making six figures a year, regularly making about $100,000, $200,000 a year, and basically he did some things differently, which we're going to go over in these trainings, and which basically caused him to go from just barely breaking over six figures to making six figures a week. I think his best week he's made a little over 400,000 to making $770,000 in a single month, being able to sell off the nightmare of a business that he used to have. And I don't want to like steal his thunder, so I'll let him kind of go through where he's at, what he's been doing, and we'll go into the training there afterwards, talking about which two trades to take, because that's what we're going to talk about today and stay focused on. And I have a special gift for people towards the end of the training. I'm going to give you a gift here. Basically just a quick training on something to do, and it's free for everybody. And these trainings, which two trades do we take? The next one is how to do massive repetition in a short period of time, gain the skill set. And then week 3, we're going to go over some basic psychology that we're going to have and kind of go over some different techniques and strategies so you can trade even better than you already do. So Patrick, without further ado, I'm just going to kind of introduce you. Where are you at, man, in terms of life right now, lifestyle?
Lifestyle's great. But before, I was not happy. I was not happy with my businesses, just not happy with people, dealing with people all the time, just getting me really down. And my life's taken a brand new direction. I'm free as a bird now. I can do what I want, go on vacation when I want, leave my businesses to somebody else to run, and I'm just so relaxed. And it's ever since I've got in touch with you. You've changed my life completely.
Well, I understand that. And one of the things I do want to ask too is, do you have any, I mean, your businesses are awful. So now you have actually, you can afford someone to run your businesses. So basically, do you have any, are you active at all in any of your businesses now?
No.
Not at all. So basically all you do is cash checks and do you babysit the money, or does your accountant babysit the money?
My accountant, yeah. Yeah, I'll make sure that I'll get all the money from the businesses, but the stress and worry that I had before when I used to run those businesses, it's all gone now. It's just gone out in the air. I've just let it all go, and now, now I'm doing this. It's just so much better. I'm making more money for less effort, and it's just so amazing. And I can't tell you, anybody out there listening, you've got to do this because your life will completely change, and you will really reap the benefits. It's going to take hard work, but the benefits are there.
That's awesome, man. Kind of moving forward. So what are the two trades that you take and that you owe all of your success to in terms of, because there's a lot of people that take 50 different trades or try to learn 100 different trades, and you're making, six figures a week, almost every week now. And you're doing that taking what two trades?
We're mainly focused on the double tops and double bottom trades and the shoulder head, shoulder trades.
And do you have a preference towards one or the other, or it doesn't matter?
No, it doesn't matter. I just know that the system I'm using now, I'm just making really big results. And I just can't emphasize to anybody out there listening how important it is to have a system when you're doing this. Because before I didn't have a plan. I just traded willy-nilly, and it wasn't at all focused on getting results. We just trading blindly without focusing on what really matters. And now I've got a system where I'm making really big results. And it's all down to the indicators being lined up at the right time and knowing when to enter. But that's the best way.
A little bit premature, but that's okay. When all the indicators line up, how clear is it? Because I mean, a lot of people watching this are trading, getting their ass kicked hand in hand every single day. They'll have a winning day and they'll have 6 losing days, and because there's mass confusion. So when you take these trades, when you have everything that lines up, I mean, what is it like for you in terms of clarity? Is it super clear? Is it kind of clear? Is it just amazingly clear?
So when everything's lined up, and it is super, super clear. There's no confusion. There's no reason, no rhyme. There's no doubt. It is absolutely super clear, and I know exactly what to do. I've done it so many times. It's just natural to me now.
So is there ever any hesitation, or is it just so clear you just hop on it?
Just so clear, I can just hop on it. Yeah. No, because I've done it that many times now, and I know exactly what to do. It's just there's no kind of like second guessing now. It's just got to the point where it just comes naturally to me now.
Okay, so you never look at a trade and say, should I or should I not do this? It's either do it or don't. Is that kind of what I'm getting from you?
Yeah.
And this is a really big point, because this is probably one of the biggest things that most traders go through that come to me and go through the process with me. And this is one of the biggest things, is that they're confused. They don't know which trades to take, which trades not to take. There's this level of confusion that causes great amount of pain. And if it's not addressed, you'll never trade. Why don't we go ahead and get into it? I know you had a couple examples set up already. Why don't we use your examples? We can do the trade we did last week too, and then we'll do the trade that we did on Friday. And then maybe we'll do some other trades too, kind of go from there.
Well, we make sure that we go through the bottom, and then retracing it, and then it goes up, and then it goes back down. And that's when it's super, super clear, when everything's lined up and all the indicators are lined up. That's when it's absolutely perfect.
And so you're talking about the double bottom trade, right? Right here?
Yeah, double bottom, yeah.
Okay. So just so everybody knows, so this was one trade that we could have taken here, and this is a double bottom. here. And so what you're saying is, you said wait till it goes through. Why don't you go ahead and draw what you're talking about? So wait till it goes through the bottom,
Yeah.
then retraces, and then where do you get in?
Make sure about this area. Where you know it's going to line up.
So basically when all the indicators line up, so you're waiting purposely for the retracement, and then you get in on which bar? You pointing at this bar here?
Yeah. Because if you notice that...
Okay. So that's a double bottom trade, and you said for like this area, we drew this shoulder head shoulders was another trade that you had taken. How did you get these targets here? It wouldn't line up here. So now on this trade on the right hand corner, so the shoulder head shoulder, we have target 1, 2, and 3. You put your Fibonacci extension here. So where would you not?
It's just dangerous. I just know that it's a dangerous entry. I mean, to enter there would be dangerous.
And dangerous because why?
You only enter when you know it's going to line up.
When you say line up, you mean the indicators?
Yeah.
And do you remember the rule, or do you remember? Do you like consciously think about the rule with the magenta line, or not really?
Yeah, I'll make sure that it lines up with the magenta line really, because the closer you are to the magenta line, the better the trade's going to be. But where the yellow circle is there, that is nowhere near the magenta line, so that is a dangerous place to trade.
For a long.
Yeah.
Okay. And so one of the things, I don't know, I'm trying to draw this out. You probably just don't even recognize this because you do it all the time. But one of the biggest rules is like you have to wait until it hits the magenta line, bounces off. Usually a second or even better yet a third time is even better yet. I mean, so here and let me see. This is really hard to do remotely. So here and here. So this would be the second opportunity here. So this could work if all the indicators lined up. And this particular trade over here is when all the indicators lined up, and this was the third opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And where did you exactly get in on this trade?
Around about there. Yeah.
And so again, it's
To the top, then retraces, and goes back down and goes up.
okay.
So.
And so I see your target one's at the 100, or maybe 2.5 points rather. And then your second target is almost a double top. Now, is there any reason? Do you always? I know I teach this. Do you do this too? I mean, did you get out here at the 162, or did you take some off the 200?
At the 162, I got out. Yeah. It's the best way. I think it's the best way because you know that it's the best place to get out.
And so, do you know this instinctually, or do you kind of know, or is it just because of the Fibonacci extension, or is it a feel or a think? Do you think? That's what I'm asking. So, is it a combination of both?
I think because you know when it's overtraded, and you can see that it's going to go down at that point.
And so you don't always take every single trade. A lot of times you'll get out before the top. And does that matter? I mean, if you try to get a few more ticks, do you think that would hurt the amount of money you make, or do you think you'd make more if you try to get squeeze the lemon for every drop?
I think it's a big risk to try and go any further with that trade when you know it's overtraded.
And so, do the indicators usually have something to do with that, or is it just pure feeling?
Pure feeling.
Okay, and that's what it's kind of hunting for. So, and do you think it's from the repetition you've done that you get that feeling, or do you think it's from magic?
It's purely the pure feeling really, mainly. Just instinct. Instinct takes over really when you know what's worked in the past and what you've done in the past. So from experience, really, you know when to come out.
Okay, cool. And so here we have a double top over here too. And this is something that like most traders get after you've taken thousands and thousands and thousands of trades. So there is a component of practice and repetition even in this industry. But I wanted to just ask Patrick that because a lot of times your brain will start picking up things that there's a lot of technical and maybe even fundamental factors going on that your brain is picking up on because you've done so many repetitions of the same thing that it becomes instinct. And with that instinct, I mean, do you ever get fearful that the trade isn't going to go the way it's supposed to, or do you just kind of say screw it and let it go?
There has been times when I've let it go, but 9 times out of 10, I know exactly what I'm doing, and you learn from in the past. I wouldn't have taken my time to look at this as in detail as I did before, but now I know exactly when to come out and when to get in, and you just know when to come out.
Is there ever any regrets if this trade, like let's say you got out here on a target 3, and this trade kind of like went let me try it. This is really tough remotely. So if this trade just kind of went like this, would there have been any regrets that you got down at target 3?
No.
None.
No.
Wow. Okay. Cool. And why is that?
Well, because you could always say that, you could always regret it, but being the trader I am, you're just happy to cut off when you're onto a good thing, because you could always risk and carry on with it, but then it may not go the way you want it to.
And I want to point out, this is really important because Patrick's trading on an average month, he's hitting 95, 94, 96 in that realm of percentage of positive trades. So basically, by able to letting go of these trades, do you think that improves your overall performance?
Definitely, yeah.
All right, that's awesome, dude. We end up doing a whole bunch of psychology trading here. So we might not have to do a week 3. I know you're kind of nervous on a camera, and I appreciate it. Let's go through a couple more examples of the shoulder, head, shoulder, and the double tops and bottoms. So again, you can kind of show us some different areas. And then I want to go over the trade that we did on Friday, too, if that's okay.
Yep.
All right, so why don't you go to the next double bottom that you found here. And where would you have gotten into this trade? And again, why do you think you wouldn't have gotten in here? Like on this bottom here, and you waited to get in. Where did you get in on this trade? I know we went over this before, but where did you get in on this trade?
Round about there.
Okay, cool. And so why didn't you get in on this first double bottom here?
So it was close to the magenta line.
Okay. And why else do you think you didn't get here? This double bottom didn't do a retracement, and the indicators wouldn't have lined up. Is that what you're communicating?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And so the second one here, this one wouldn't have been clear either. And so you got in over here because of the...
Yeah. As you can see, it came down from the magenta line down, and then I got out at that point there because I knew it was going to go down towards the bottom there.
Okay, cool. And so do you always wait for the retracement on the double bottom trade?
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of this is redundant, but I mean, a lot of times people have to hear things multiple times to get it. So every single time you wait for it to go through the bottom, retrace, and then go back down again. And that's how, in this trade here, when the indicators line up, that's like a 90+% trade for you?
Definitely, yeah. I think the people out there will understand when they do it themselves how, repeating yourself and doing the same things on each trade will get bigger results. And that's exactly what I do now. I know exactly when to go in, when to come out. I just know exactly how to make the moves that bring success, really.
I think you perform equally. Like, you're one of the few people that perform like it's pretty much for you. It doesn't matter up or down. Some people it does, and it doesn't matter for double bottom or double top for you.
No.
Okay.
I think when you focused on success, I think that with the past trades when I first started trading, I didn't have a plan, but now I've got a complete plan, and there's no hesitation, there's no doubt in my mind. I know exactly when to come in, how to retrace, how to come out, and get better results.
And you come in on the retracement is what you mean, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So all you're doing is waiting for the retracement, and if it does, what happens if the retracement doesn't come?
Then you know it's not going to line up.
And if it kind of lined up, meaning the indicators kind of lined up, and you had a double, and you didn't have the retracement, would you still enter that trade?
No, because it wouldn't have lined up. It had only lined up for a little bit, and there is always a risk that it wouldn't line up at all.
So you're really looking for when everything lines up before you take the trade.
Yeah, you need it super clear. Yeah.
I mean, how good are the indicators in terms of? I'm not giving away the indicators because I spent $500,000 creating them, but I am giving away, like, you can use other indicators. So I mean, how good are the indicators in using and matching up everything and retracement? I mean, is it a major component, would you say, or does it not matter?
It's a major component.
Okay.
It's just awesome.
All right. So on this particular trade, how much did you make here? So 7.5 points.
Yeah.
And how many contracts are you trading, by the way?
300.
So on 300, we all know that you take 3 targets now, and I'll explain that in a minute. So you got 100 contracts times 7.5 times 50. So you made somewhere probably around $50,000 to $80,000 on the trade. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's the kind of money we're talking about. So just taking 1 or 2 trades, you're able to make like almost seven figures a month. $700,000, $770,000 is just 230,000 short of seven figures a month. So I mean, just taking that, and that's all you do is take two trades. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. And again, I just want to show this and share this with people because a lot of people think that they have to have 500, 600,000 trades when really all you need is one or two to be really good at, and you're going to throttle it. All right, let's go over one more.
I think that's the key, really, to keep the number of trades to a minimum and focus on them rather than focus on millions of trades, which might not end up bringing any results.
And I mean, you're a true master at just these two trades. I mean, really, you're a true master at just these two trades. I mean, as a professional trader, as someone who's really just throttling it on a level that I'm envious of. I mean, honestly, you may make more money than I do next year. So, I mean, from somebody, I mean, who's just absolutely killing it. Is there any reason that do you want to learn more trades? I mean, I have a lot more trades I can teach you, and I haven't taught you all the trades that I have or utilize myself. I mean, do you want to learn more trades, or are you happy just doing where you're at right now?
Yeah, I've wanted to learn exactly what you do. And when I'm at the point where I'm making $1 million a month, then I want to learn as many trades as possible.
I mean, just to be perfectly clear, I mean, do you want to learn more of the trades? Have you want to learn more of the trades, or are you just happy doing it too?
No, I want to learn exactly what all the trades and everything you do. But something you said, mastering them first, master these two first, and then maybe master the other ones in the future. But I want to make $1 million a month. That's my goal for now. So later down the line, I would love to learn more trades.
I mean, at first you were like every other one of my clients, where you want to know every single one of them immediately, weren't you?
Yeah.
I just want to point that out, and I want to share a story real quick and hopefully I don't embarrass Patrick, but I mean, Patrick used to he was stuck making like 5, 10, 15, 16,000, never hit 20,000. And I remember you saying every day, you're like, I need to learn something new. And to be truthful with you, you really didn't need to learn something new, did you?
Definitely. But I think my drive and determination has kicked in, and now I'm heading towards that goal of making $1 million a month. It's going to happen.
So for you, that means making $1 million a month would be mastering those two trades.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's real drive. And I really want to point that out because that's a big success factor in people who are making just barely breaking six figures and the people on the opposite end of the spectrum who are just absolutely throttling it to death. Is that fact right there? Is that you go out and just did two trades and you didn't, and you fought me a little bit in the beginning. You fought me a lot in the beginning. You fought me for about a year. And then you finally said, okay, if all I have to do is do these two trades, that's fine. And you finally, and when you submitted to that, I mean, how did that feel? I mean, when you finally said, all right, I'm willing to try it your way and just try these two trades.
I think that was key, really. Swallowing my pride and listening to everything you said, because I didn't want to listen at first. And what I should have done is listened and taken heed in the first place. But I've taken on board everything you said, put it into practice, and now I'm making a lot of money.
I mean, enough so you could get rid of your $1 million business, right? I mean, you hate your $1 million business. It's been you're making seven figures before, so it's not like seven figures isn't a new lane for you, but seven figures in a month would be.
Yeah, exactly. And the stress that came with it as well. I needed to change my life, and this has been a brilliant way to do it.
That's awesome, man. So let's focus on one more or two more trades, and then we'll kind of call it an evening. I know it's an evening for you. It's day for us. Okay, so why don't we do a couple more trades, and we'll talk about the trade we did on Friday and then call it a night. Does that sound fair, Patrick?
Yeah.
All right, so here's another shoulder head shoulder pattern. And you already drew that out for us. So basically, you waited. This is the same thing that showed off over there. So what are you waiting for? What do you do?
I'll make sure I enter here, close to the magenta line. And then goes down, because I make sure that I don't enter around where the yellow circle is.
Okay.
Just mainly wait until it hits that magenta line, and then I know it's going to line up at that point.
And you say that point you mean where?
Around that point. About there.
Okay, cool. So that's where you enter on this trade.
Yeah.
And so it's the same pattern. So when it hits the magenta the first time, you don't think the indicators are matched up here?
No.
And what about when it hits the second time here?
The second time, yeah.
Definitely or maybe?
No, definitely.
Definitely when it hits here?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's actually the third time. So basically, here, it definitely would not match up.
No. As you can see, it's going away from that as well. So.
And so do you always wait for the second? So it retraces once, goes through the magenta line. Do you always wait for it to retrace again, or do you just do that sometimes?
I wait. Yeah, wait till it retraces again.
Always or sometimes?
Depends on the indicators.
Okay, cool. That's kind of like what I'm trying to figure out here. Now, if you use the 1 bar down technique, and I don't want to go into that. I don't even want to go there. Pretend I didn't say that. I did want to go over the trade on Friday that we took, because we absolutely throttled it. Let me kill this. I'm having a hard time. Can you get rid of that Fibonacci extension? Thank you. And then so Friday's trade. All right, so where did you get? I know we got into this trade too. Where did you get into this trade, Patrick? Because I know we got a text alert, and you weren't on a computer then. Do you remember where the text alert was?
Around here.
Yeah, you got a point. So here, where was it?
Yeah, about there.
So you missed the text alert. Then what happened?
Yeah. Well, I'll do what I normally do. I went through the double bottom, and retraced, and went down again. And then, as you can see, the indicators lined up before that trade, but it went back up at this point here, and then the indicators all lined up over here.
Okay.
So even though I missed the trade, I still got it. Basically, did what I normally do, waited to retrace and went back up at that point. But as you can see, I did miss a point where the indicators all lined up.
So you made 18.5 points on this trade?
Yeah.
And so how did you know to get down at this 100?
I used the Fibonacci, and I managed to get. Basically, I waited. I missed the text alert, but I still managed to do what I normally do. Went through the double bottom, and it retraced, and it went back down. And then, as you can see there, I got in. It went back up at this point here, and then the indicators lined up over here.
So you took the trade long again. Yeah, you have to draw that. Oops, I know the pain in the ass. So over here, okay, thank you. So over here, you mean like the indicators matched over here?
Yeah.
So you did the same thing after you got out of the trade.
Yeah. You
stayed out of it over here.
Definitely, yeah.
And then, why did you not take it after it bounced off the pink? Why didn't you get in over? Why didn't you get in over here? Did the indicators not match, or what was the reason for not getting in here?
It's just I think it's just dangerous there. I just felt that it was a bit of a risk there. I didn't see it going up at that point.
And by that, okay, thank you. You beat me to it. So it was too risky here, but on this, and this is like a 1 down, back, and again. So basically, you're waiting for the 1, 2, third retracement before you took this long.
Yeah.
You didn't get very much though because the market ended that day. So you got like 6 points.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Yeah.
So you made 24 points in a day. I think I did 27, and I think you made either almost as much or made more than me that day because you took a bunch of contracts on that short.
Yeah.
Did you take 500 or 700 contracts on that short on the side?
500.
500? And you're still using the 3 target rule that we use, right?
Yeah.
So 166 times 18.5 times 50. So you made $100,000 on that trade on Friday.
I did, yeah.
On one set of contracts.
Just one of those things, really. And people listening out there, that's how simple it is, really. When you do everything right, then the results come.
And I mean, the biggest thing on this 18-point move that you made here, I mean, was this how obvious was this trade? Were you jumping up and down? Is that why you did more contracts?
Yeah. I mean, that was the key, really, I think.
And how many times out of 100 do you think this trade would not have worked and you would have given up like 30 or 40 grand, or maybe even 60 or 80?
It all varies, really, but I think using that patience of going through the double bottom and retracing, it just works every time.
So out of 100, do you think it would miss more than a time or two, or you don't think it would miss even that many times?
I don't think it would miss many times.
Okay, cool, man. All right, I promised everybody a gift. Is there anything else? So basically just taking the double tops, double bottoms. Is there any other comments that you wanted to make before we kind of end this?
Just to the people out there, I'd say listen to what Kirk says. This is valuable. It's valuable to know exactly how to trade and where to go in, and it's replay. and it's drilled into me now. It wasn't before, but now it is. And you've got to learn how to repeat yourself and find a system that works for you. But I think it's just focus mainly as well, because I didn't want to listen. I was too proud to listen to. I was thinking I was doing it right, and there was no plan before. But now I know there's a concrete plan to everything I do, and that's how I'm getting results. And now I can just sit back, kick out back, and just relax now. And now I've got this system. It just works every time.
Let me say every time. It doesn't work every time, but I mean, how many? What's your percentage at now?
At least 90%.
Well, it's a little higher than that. I mean, the last 3 months you've been over 94 or 95 or something like that.
95, yeah, at the most, yeah.
I mean, it's bizarre because I have another client who is finally doing what you did. I don't know, it's been 8 or 10 months now. He's just finally nailing down the things that he needs to do, and he's already at like 85, 86, 88% on his shorts. I think he's like at 82 or 3%. You remember those days at all, Patrick?
Yeah.
And he's just finally getting there, and he's like, I can't believe that 8 times out of 10 I'm right in the trades I pick. And I told him the same thing I told you. Wait until you get 90. Does 90 feel really good when you're right 90 or 95% of the time? I mean,
no, I'll never get bored. I just find it all exciting. My business was just giving me too much stress, and now that's gone, I'm just more relaxed doing these trades.
And when you say more relaxed and less stress, I mean, like, literally there were times where you think about taking your own life, weren't there?
Yeah. It really got to that point. But I promise you now, everyone out there, when you find the way, when you get into this trading, you will not believe how good it is. So, I'd say to anybody out there, I'd go for it. Do as much as you can. Learn everything you've been told through these videos, and the results will come.
Hey man, I really appreciate that, and that's the same kind of testimonials I give my people when they find trades and find systems and find things that work. I always make sure that I tell the world, just like you're doing now, that the thing that's different between what we do and what everybody else does is what we do works. I mean, not only do we guarantee results, not only do we guarantee that you'll make money, like nobody else does that stuff. And the reason we can is because we know, just like Patrick knows, just like Jim knows, just like Ron knows, just like all these different people that have followed the system. Mike, I mean, all these people are going out and following the system and watching the results, watching the things happen over and over and over again. I mean, it's not mystical. It's amazing that people can get 80, 90+% of their trades that work over and over and over again. And the biggest thing is really just mastering 1 or 2 trades like we went through today. And that's kind of what I'm going to end with, is just that it's really important. I'll do a separate video because I know you're getting tired. Patrick's actually been traveling a bit. And on top of that, he's about to go to bed, so we have time difference issues. He's out in a different part of the world right now, and so we're going to end that there. But I just want to point out that the biggest part of this video, besides some of the psychology and like a little bit of interviewing one of my top students, I want to go through all this and really find, just define that there's just 2 trades. So it's those double tops, double bottoms, and shoulder head shoulders. That's it. So if you can master just 2 freaking trades, you can make almost $1 million a month. And Patrick, I want you. Hopefully, when we're doing this training, I hope you nail $1 million this month. I mean, I know this one trade you hit almost $250,000 on. You did $150,000 on one set of your contracts. I'd love to see it if you do hit over $1 million a month. I'd love to see that. In terms of other people, when people join the program now, we're going to do a lot more case studies so we can see how people are performing and how people are progressing. Because I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of times you don't really believe that stuff can happen because your reality for so long has been you have to get your ass kicked in the market over and over and over again. And truth be known, you do not have to get your ass kicked over and over and over in the market again. You can travel like Patrick does. You can burn your business to the ground like several of my clients, including Patrick, have. I mean, basically, you're just piecing off your business, aren't you?
Yeah.
Piece by piece, you're selling it off, and you have people running the parts that you want to keep. Is there any? Let me ask you this, just to kind of like give people an idea. Are you planning on keeping any of your business, or are you getting rid of all of it?
Just want to get rid of it all. Just a clean break.
And you were making 7 figures before, right? I mean, profit. You were making 7 figures a year before.
Mm-hmm. Which is peanuts compared to what I'm earning now.
That's awesome. I know you've tripled and quadrupled your income since coming onto this, which is absolutely awesome, dude. I'm looking forward to your growth in 2018, which is right around the corner. And I want to thank you again for coming on and showing everybody. I'll give the free training out. That'll be another video. I'll just do a 5 or 10 minute video of some of the things we alluded to in this video, and I'll give the free training out in a separate video. And so I just want to say thank you, Patrick, and we'll see you next week for the next training.